Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Phoenix Point, where today we're kicking things off with a little bit of Haven defense. I love the idea that I could just hit trade, just be like, no, listen, I know you guys are having problems or whatever, but can I have some apples? No, I have hexagons. Let me tell you, the hexagons I got, buddy, I just need some apples. Boy, that's pretty intimidating if you don't know that those things are stationary. What could have happened to this haven for it to have 5 mist spreaders this close together? Like, so far we haven't seen any battles where it looks like the haven is on the losing end, but if it is the case, as we were educated last time, that most havens are slowly depleting, that basically everybody is starving everywhere, and these like little attacks are happening and whittling pieces of them off, and that's actually very grim. All right, there are going to be civilians moving next to them will allow you to control them and get them out of here. One surviving haven defender may volunteer to join Phoenix. Well, we don't have room for such a person, so perhaps that's a bit of foolishness on my part. Maybe I should be making sure that I do have room for people when I enter this kind of thing. Okay, so we can see the Disciples of Odin have some active combat units in the area, and you know how they love to just solve every problem with a big hammer. Can't say that I necessarily think that's a bad plan. I don't love the way their buildings are set up. This is going to make it very difficult to like really take a single high ground position that's going to have much vision. All right, let's start with people in the front. Jacob, go get me some vision. What you got, friend? What you got is there are some guys standing in the open here. Okay, this is a high density corridor right here. Okay, Takeshi, can you jump into? Here's what I'm thinking is I just want to put Takeshi in the rescue position on as many people as possible as quickly as possible, and then we can quick draw and fight people and whatever as we must. All right, you, congratulations. It's your lucky day. You get to survive. I think, probably. I mean, Takeshi doesn't see anybody, huh? Well, I was prepared to quick aim for whatever, but I guess let's just step and possess. Okay. Chitin shields and carapaces give Pandorans additional defenses and toughness. Use free aim to target more vulnerable body parts where they are exposed. Sure. I get the idea of shoot them in the soft parts, not in the hard parts. That's a pretty straightforward one. Here, let's run to a place where I'm not actually blocking the whole hallway. That guy is just a claw guy, though. No firearm here.
Let's roll.
All right, we're taking over the town center. Nice and quick. Oh, you can just barely not get to that person.
Let's go.
Okay, you. Omar can run up and tag this guy. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about that. We're saving a lot of folks real quick. Should I be spreading out a little bit more? I mean, I do. All right, we'll spread it a little bit. I don't want to like end up fighting 1 or 2 against 1 or 2 in a bunch of places, But we can spread it a little bit more. And then Arena could go for up here. Like we could probably get some reasonable vision from up here. I'd like to be closer to the enemies though. Like obviously the marked out rooftop here, the plus will rooftop, I think is the right one to go to. All right. So I Oh, that's a berserker. Never mind. I was going to say, I do worry about this person, but that person can probably at least handle themselves a little bit. Do we want to try to move someplace and take a snapshot? I don't, at that range, I don't think I'm hitting anything if I quick aim. We do not have soldiers who are statistically up to that kind of task yet. So I'll just get into position to try to rescue this person next turn. And hopefully we have enough reasonable cover that if enemies with guns do get revealed, they don't get to just mow anybody down.
I see them.
That's a fun reading of that line. I see. I'm not going to do anything about it, but I see them. Okay, interesting.
This will not stop
A
us.
myrmidon. Myrmidons are nimble Pandorans capable of flight at short distances. Their primary goal is to secure strategic zones on the battlefield. Not the thing, like a fast-moving, nimble unit. Not the thing I naturally think of when I hear myrmidon. I feel like that word is often used for heavily armored stuff in games, right? I don't actually know the meaning of the origin. How much health do they have? I wonder. I wonder if they're with a single hammer strike. Because if they are, then they're being very foolish right now. I have to say though, I really appreciate the berserkers are drawing a lot of attention to them, which is going to make it a lot easier for me to kill people. Okay, that guy's in an awkward spot. So 180. That's real awkward. So a hammer strike doesn't kill them, which means you either get to spend like your whole turn punching them, or in the case of the guy who's being swarmed by two of them, you just can't get free on your own. Well,
I'm on the move.
let's step to here. Get this guy. Can you jump over? No, these tables are completely impassable. Yeah, 180 is tough, obviously, because it means we have to hit with all 6 rounds in order to kill them.
Rolling out.
Try to get out of the way so that guy can make his move. So the question is, do I think I'm going to need to... Oh, actually, they have a small amount of armor, so I don't get the kill in 6 shots, even if I do hit them all. Which means we are definitely going for this.
Ready to fire. Gotcha.
And then one more. Don't worry, friend. I'll save you. Yeah, we definitely need a small amount of bonus damage or something. Okay, let's get you running. Hopefully we won't see the Myrmidons successfully pouncing on civilians as they're trying to get clear. Can we just get you guys off the table? Okay, excellent. Let's just simplify things real quick here. Okay. 3 civilians saved right away. Feels like a pretty strong rebuke to the mission. We can grab a 4th one pretty easily. There was somebody... So I had... Yeah, you running this way because there was somebody over here. Was the guy... The person I was running toward was a berserker. Must be. Well, I gotta tell you, I don't think I'm gonna be much help on this front.
Reporting enemy contact.
Yeah, no, we knew that. I mean, I didn't know that, but we knew that.
Insights.
How much? Yeah, there's a lot of friendly arm in that shot. This guy up here, you might be able to slip a couple behind the carapace, but that shield is doing a pretty good job of covering his front. Joe might not be in a good spot to fire here, actually. I can get this close. The thing is, like, I need to get over into these tiles so that I can get my line of fire clear of this dude. So it seems like Joe maybe just isn't shooting this turn. Uh-oh. Huh, what is the problem with his jump? Oh, he and Omar are both under little. I didn't even notice these little canopies. Well, yeah, that's a problem. I didn't know there was something in here with these people, and I am now very concerned about their survival. And I was thinking we could do a
What's our move?
we could do a jump over into a grenade throw, maybe. Could do a run into a grenade throw.
I'm here.
Velos could get close, but unfortunately, Velos, like, if Velos gets close, it does make it very difficult for me to affect the situation anymore, right? Because I'm worried that Velos will get. I won't be able to throw in a way that's not going to hit him. All right, I'm going to throw a grenade right here. This is probably going to blow the wall off the shack, and then that might give us better information about what's going on. We heard a noise, and I responded with a grenade. The noise was a human man who is now bleeding badly. Okay, I have great news for you. You're saved. 30. Okay, no, you're gonna live. You're gonna live. The thing about you is that you're going to live, sir. So please stop crying. It was a small grenade. It went off a little bit in your sort of area, and I just want you to understand that to the degree that any of this happened, it was an accident. There's so much blood coming out of him. Oh gosh, maybe I should have medkitted him before I sent him off into the cold, uncaring dark. Okay, good news, everybody. I found the civilians, and I have saved them with rescuing. I used rescuing to do it. This a big beefy up here would probably actually take a shot. Seems likely. I think I'm unlikely to hit the Myrmidons, but I'm gonna give this guy one. All right, that sounded like it hit meat. Ah, I hit the shield. Unfortunately, their shield's made of meat, and so it makes meat noises.
Moving to coordinates.
Well, Velos, you did some good work. There's some important stuff that needed to happen there. So we already saved 3. We have 4 more in active flight toward the exit. I need to find one more, and I did not realize. I guess I should have, from the fact that we couldn't see the who's left. I should have realized the fact that we couldn't see the three of them that were the two of them that were revealed when we moved up in the house. The fact that I can't see them means that an unclear sound could totally be one of them, but it was a weird red noise and it was going for the civilians. I had somebody had to do something. Oof. Okay, that guy has shield. He has shield born in precisely the most effective way, which is just a horrible, horrible thing. Irina can make it to the base of the stairs, or the base of the ladder. Actually, Irina can make it to this person. I should probably just do that then.
Let's go.
Just tag this civvy and then move to here. Okay, so that is the 8th civilian currently withdrawing. Probably seems quite likely, I would say, to make it to safety. Where do I want to take my free move to? Like the thing is, I want to move. I want to move this way, right? I want to get a swing around this guy, but I don't want to actually draw closer. And I am not being given that option. I'm going to move to a place where if he comes over to melee me, he's at least very obvious to everybody else. I don't want to stand in a position where I'm granting him a covered position to fire at me from, to punch at me from. Hopefully that's reasonable logic. But I did forget about the days. Okay, and these guys have handguns too. Ah. Damn. These guys don't even hit that hard. It's just the Myrmidons had already had time to get enough of a piece of him. Okay, well the good news is that dude's probably dead. Oh no, wait, never mind. Maybe? No, they're gonna swarm him up and then shields down in my direction. That's the sound of the injured man. It's gonna be okay, sir. You're gonna be fine. Just, tell them you need the green stuff, what we got in the green tubes, and they're gonna get it to you. He'll be fine. The advances that we've made in medical science. He's gonna spend a little bit of time in the diaper tank, but everything's gonna be fine. There's a bad lip reading Star Wars song where they take footage of Luke floating in the Bacta tank in the Hoth base after, what must be some extremely severe frostbite. And they play the line "floating in the diaper tank" over it. And I have since then the phrase "floating in the diaper tank" has never really left my mind. I'm always thinking it to some degree. We have a really beautiful grenade opportunity here. But also, what if I killed these guys without spending grenades? Wouldn't that be fun? Let me grab Irina. Can Irina make it up? No, she cannot quite make it up on the roof with enough AP left to fire her rifle. Well, she probably can't. My guess would be that she's not got much of a shot from here. Most of the Myrmidons are dead already. I'm gonna take the roof here. Earn everybody some will because now we got a position and everybody's very pleased. Can she hit that Myrmidon at all? No. My thought was I would get up here, I would take a shot at the Myrmidon, and then I would just gun Overwatch. That's not ideal, obviously.
Still alive.
What does Joe's shot look like? Honestly, Joe can get a decent shot on this shield bearer. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna double tap this guy. We're gonna lean the frame a little bit to the right. Just get as much carapace in there as possible. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good start. Okay, the shots bled left more than I would like for sure. You're not under an awning, are you? No. Well, you're pretty close to one. I'm wondering, yeah, his trajectory is still fucked. Can't even get up onto that roof. It's a little frustrating. I do wish that they would not. I get like the visibility would totally suck. But it is a little frustrating that you can't tell where the awnings are, not even like a vague outline of them, when you're at the default height.
I'm here.
That's a tough one. That's a tough mix of like a need for clarity and a need for conveying a piece of strategic information that's not relevant to every soldier. You know what? Go ahead and take that shot. Okay, I was thinking that it would destroy the wood probably, which would be useful to Sato, but no, it did not. In fact, do that. You can just shoot through the wood. Well, Omar removed his shield arm. That does give me a better play to make with Arena. It's interesting. I don't mean to do that. It's interesting that her shot is so low on this guy. I guess she's including as much body in the circle as possible. Okay. And then we will swap over and just anything that should survive gets pasted as soon as it moves. So the gun does 50 damage per shot. So it's a much less efficient way of doing damage than the hammer is, but I'm very nervous of moving the hammer guy over to their bodies, right? Like, as far as we know, most of the other enemies have been cleaned up. I mean, I can try this, right? We can do this thing. All right, we got a little bit of damage in. Still at 66. One of his arms is badly wounded. I think you're good there. Okay, so it's just Sato and Velos now. I really want to get Sato just like outside here, I think. I don't have any idea what to expect from the Myrmidon's movement is part of the problem. I don't want to put him in front of Omar because I'm hoping to get Omar's counter shot thing. This leaves me with one action point and kind of a messy shot. Am I not? No. I wish it would gray out quick aim if you don't have the damn it. I pressed the button. That's on me. Okay. I could fire
Let's see now.
a missile. There's no version of this, unfortunately, where it kills the Myrmidon. And these missiles are relatively high value assets. Until we learn how to make them, I should probably not do that. But like none of us really want to take 3 hits from these guys, right? I don't think the shield bearer is not surviving. The handgun will finish the shield bearer, I think. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. And you, I'm going to go ahead and what a good ability. Jeez. Okay, and now we're going to fire our handgun a bunch of times for not free.
I'll get him next time.
See, if you fill the... I'm a little torn on like what the best philosophy of fire is here. In this case, I think it's best definitely to pull down because like some of the area that doesn't have this guy in it is now filled with a different enemy. So at least a miss might hit the Myrmidon. But like, is it better to keep the inner circle full with a weapon like this? A single shot weapon. Is it better to keep the inner circle full and just hope for a high roll? Or is it better to fill as much circle as possible in general? With the assault rifles and stuff, I think it's better to keep the inner circle full because you know. Come on, just snap it out of the air. Oh, that would have been so fucking cool. Okay, that's fine. That's not a big deal. And obviously that thing has killed itself. But first, let's get all these civilians out of here. All right, take me to Jacob.
Target.
Obviously. Yeah, you got him? All right, target acquired, it turns out. Jacob the problem solver. It's a remarkable amount of experience spread out to mean basically nothing over all these soldiers. I gotta be careful. Jacob is getting a lot of the XP. Because he's pretty accurate and he moves faster than everybody else. And now especially because he's high level, so he has, additional skills and stuff. He's just sort of naturally becoming the XP sponge. That said, we are set up such that everybody could just spend some time in the base and catch up, right? Okay, they gave us one of their handguns, which I don't know if I think is better than our handguns. I'll have to compare it. A med kit, a single med kit. All right. And we know the location of their colony. Well, if it's nearby, we probably ought to just rock over there and deal with it. Yeah. I'm a little surprised we can't make the leap from here to there. Well, whatever. We should knock this out now because we're not going to be back this way in anytime soon. We're mostly in pretty good shape. Beware of Pandoran defense systems. Destroy the hatching sentinels. It's a delirium area. I suppose if you're scared enough of crabs, all of the areas are delirium areas. So hopefully this will be not too much more difficult than the last one. We'll just roll it over and head home because I do want to get these people back home. It's a shame Jacob got punched in the face on that last mission. Okay, so we got shrouds. Hey, you want to drink some mist? Consumes all mist within a 3-tile radius. Okay. I don't love that that's 2 AP. But we absolutely could just run, like, over to here. These guys have guns, right? One of them has a claw. This is the button. This is the button for zoom. This guy appears to just be holding a revolver they bought somewhere, and that guy has a proper rifle. In addition to his claw. His terrible, terrible claw. Like, what are they doing to our visibility right now? Like, let's just say if I just wanted Omar to shoot. Yeah, I can't see shit is the answer to that question. But Omar seems confident that that's the direction the enemies are in. So I'd have to find a spot to put Velos where he is capable of grabbing a reasonable amount of mist. But also where he's not going to be in the sight picture so much himself. Because he's got, you know, stuff to do. Well, I guess we can solve this in part with dashes.
We got to keep going.
You tell him. That's a lot of zoom in right there. Oh dear. Breathe. Wow, that's what 3 tiles means where you're from? Objectively, there's mist in this tile right here. I would say that ability was a miss. Got him. Phalos, do you hear I got you? Did you hear how bad I got you? He didn't care. Phalos doesn't really speak English. Okay, well, we may have him just open fire. Is he in the way right now? He is in the way right now. Well, apparently he's not. I can kind of see them. Do I want to tap? Because I'm not going to be using the jets very much down here. Yeah, let me quick aim. We don't get to do this with this gun a lot. Did you just miss all 3 of the shots, my man? All 3 of them? The whole circle was in. I mean, it wasn't all enemies. All of the shots went super, super high, which sucks. But like, there's only so much I can do. These guys are short. Okay. Now, unless he also moves, which he might, I do not know how this ability works. Unless he also moves, it should be simple enough to still damage him. Let me try something. Okay, Joe, you don't have to stop moving because you saw an egg. Buddy, you have to finish your orders. Okay, there are eggs. Good. That's good for us to know. I'm glad you told me. Stop. Don't touch. Leave the area. Tell an adult. But so if we put the footpad mostly in view, and then we aim just a little bit down into the right, we should be hitting the other guy too, right? And then we quick aim again. And we just kind of sink some more bullets. into that general area. Okay, I think they're pretty fucked up. Pretty fucked up is where we don't use Jacob for this next part. You know, this might be exactly the moment where it is time for the Ares. How much damage does it do? 84. So not actually a very good weapon against eggs.
Moving to coordinates.
I can quick aim this, but I don't really want to change the area I'm hitting very much. I'm a little worried of this stalactite here. Trying to shoot past it in any kind of precise way is maybe a recipe for disaster. Maybe trying to hit that guy is asking for a lot. I was hoping to deliver a grenade, but I think I am going to go ahead and just take this. Please hit approximately the area I aimed at. Okay. So the invisible guy is not appearing, but he absolutely should be dead. And then I take a forward move position to free move position to here. Gun swap. Quick aim. And paste the shield bearer. Probably the mind fragger egg. Yeah, just make sure that thing doesn't hatch. Because mind fraggers are annoying, and I think other people have got this guy under control.
5 by 5. Taking aim.
Did you just miss him with that gun cutter shot? Really? How'd you do such a bad job? He's right there, pal. Just fucking shoot him. Okay, well, that's not ideal. Okay. Now, I will say a thing that I am noticing is that we do not see another corpse here, but it's possible the corpse is just stealthed. I do not want to discount that possibility. So I'm going to run Jacob up. I was hoping not to have Jacob come in. I should not have Jacob come in at the end and get all the kills. I'm hoping that the experience points come from the damage dealt and not just the killing blow. Let's just go ahead and dunk that guy. And then we're going to have Irina close up to like here. Somewhere where she's not going to be shooting past people. And I'm going to have her overwatch, and if the dude comes out of stealth, she's just going to finish the job. But she has to have an action point left in order to do that, and I think I just am running here. I think that's what that means. This is actually maybe not even the right weapon for this, but the damage, I don't know that 50 will be enough. If he unstealths, paste him. I think he's dead. I think he's got to be. He's not. He's not, and he's able to stay invisible while moving. Somehow, okay, so the action of stealthing must include some amount of free skitter.
Yeah.
Okay, handled.
I'm here. Do you want some of your will points back?
That's better. That's a better job. I don't even necessarily trust that to hit.
On the move.
Obviously, Jacob could clean this up. I'm trying to have Arena do it instead.
I'll be right there. Finger on the trigger.
Too much damage. It's not going to be Jacob. Resist the urge to give all the kills to Jacob.
This place stinks.
Alright, does this continue in this direction? Yeah, it must. I don't want to get too much further ahead, because we have people who are still going to be executing an entire turn's move and not really catching up. Okay, nothing new, but I did hear a gross biological noise.
Moving now.
Okay, so this is all just wall. It was a little unclear. I wasn't sure if there was like an interior space. Let's push a little further. Okay, no egg thingies yet. Where are the people in the back? Man, it is nice that Sato is so fast. They really do a great job of making assaults feel like sort of like a very powerful core member of the team, I think, in this game.
Watch out, I'm moving in.
Mobility, the way they've constructed things, like mobility is super important, and obviously that's true in every tactical game, but it's more true here, I think, in some important ways. All right, pick that up. In part because of like the positional armor and stuff, and a lot of other concerns. And like just the guy who runs fast is a good enough job. But then on top of that, there's the basic rifle is a really powerful tool, powerful and important, and it's a good design. It's a good core design. My memories of where this thing let me down, where Phoenix Point kind of felt like a letdown, do not have the core design as being any of the issue, really. There's got to be some sentinels around here somewhere, right? Here's sound to our right. But I think we're going to deal with that by just continuing to move away from it. It sounded like it came from back here. I guess... Yeah, you're in front. We need to see this area. It's really hard to know what to expect. Okay, looks like just a movement turn. Nope, I clicked on Omar for a reason. It's because I wanted to move him.
No time to waste.
I think quick aim also is a big deal. Like, run and gun in any game that has the equivalent of the XCOM run and gun, where you get an extra point of action, an extra action point for attacking, is obviously very powerful. And I think given the way that their combat system works in this game, they've done a good job of coming up with a version of run and gun that isn't quite so huge. I mean, obviously we want Velos to be tough, to be close to things when it's time to kill. Eggs have 150-ish health? Okay, eggs. The health of eggs is such that if he just runs up and hammers it, it will die. That was, of course, the real question. More eggs. Oh, and we have sound over there. That's not ideal. That's not where I want there to be sound.
Ready.
Arena approach like this much? I'm so worried about setting her in Overwatch in this hallway and having her shoot one of my dudes in the back. And she has no way of like moving faster. I assume the jet jump is not, yeah, it's not gonna be terribly effective in here because of the ceiling.
Running.
And if that turns out to be a guy who has like a real attack, I'm very worried about what it means. What would be the safest way to try to overwatch him? It might just be an egg, although you would think that eggs probably are doing their thing pretty quietly. Trying to like very carefully paint the cone so that it doesn't include any of my friends' heads. Okay, we are being pursued by an Arthron brute. He plants his shield. What a hero. Okay, I think it's time to run up, hammer down on this. And not reveal anything.
On the move.
Okay, it is just an egg. Now, I'm not going to be able to shoot past his shield. Shield is very big. Well, I might be able to take out his pincer. Without which he has no weapon at all, right? It's hard to see what's going to be, like, the better shot. How much do I have to move over to get... Let's see what this looks like. Shield hit. Shield hit's not so bad, you know. To break through it eventually. Yeah, we'll just clear the shield and then shoot him a little bit more. Wow, there's a lot of misses, but I think that's a lethal bleed. Yes, 2 HP. I wonder if the way that the XP is delivered for the kills changes based on that, you know? Can I find a spot where I have 3 AP left? Yeah, I know. I don't have enough will points. I was gonna quick aim this thing. Well, why don't you free move over to here, I guess. That's alright, we'll have somebody else kill it. If I'm honest, probably Jacob. Can't really quite get you to a position. Yeah, it's just gonna be Jacob. Now, see, the downside of having to use a bunch of bullets on eggs, of course, is that I'm like a little nervous about our total ammo storage. We don't bring that many bullets to a mission when you really get right down to it.
No rest for the wicked.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what bleeding this guy out versus shooting him with Arena's pistol does to the XP split, but I guess I'm just gonna move. So unfortunately, now we have to we have a turn here where two of us are not able to keep up with forward movement from the squad at all, but also given infinite spawns and
Fast.
the fact that these two are not super slow. Like, I think we have to do some pushing up, right? We have to get some territory, see some new halls. I think that's probably the spot.
It's different in the field.
You tell him, Joey.
Got to
All
be
right.
quick.
Velos isn't afraid. Yeah, I'm surprised that
5x5.
surprised we haven't seen any of the hatching things yet. I mean, do I want to run all the way up? It's a lot of movement,
I'm on my way.
but I gotta keep getting vision, right? Well, I'll tell you, I don't care for this.
Sprinting to position.
Definitely don't want to end the turn with multiple people in that one tile wide hall. I kind of don't want to have anybody in there, but I think I may allow Velos to hold the front. Yeah, this is going to be just a lot of people being real spread out across a long hallway. I do not like it. But we can't. I don't think we can afford to slow roll and have a bunch more dudes spawn on us. And we haven't really seen, aside from the one that we spawned into, we haven't really seen a situation here that required the whole team to deal with.
Style spotted.
Okay, we got a live one. What looks like a little bit more of a cavern. I have 14 will again. So I could dash forward, really reveal everything. I kind of want to. I guess if I dash that far forward, I'm gonna prep the egg too. Let me dash to here. Okay, we have found like the big interior space of the mission. I'm a little surprised at how little else is going on. These eggs have just enough health to make killing them with a handgun really infeasible. So let me bring Jacob up far back as everybody else. I can get you to here. Jacob can get closer, so let's have you hit here. Okay, I can absolutely for sure paste that thing. Your aim is tight enough that you probably have pretty good damage on the shield bearer. I'm gonna take it. Yeah. So the spread hit, like every bullet hit a different area, but overall that was pretty good. And then we can have Jacob run up and get the kill, as ever. Yeah, nobody else is quite making it into the room, so.
No time to waste. What's our plan?
Ready for action.
Oh, that's a blocking position. That's annoying. Just sidle past your teammates. Just ask them to move aside. Making sure that my aiming circle does not include any part of Velos's head. How are you still alive, sir? Well, I guess Velos is getting this kill.
Threat eliminated.
Velos has 2 real action points left, so I could do 150 damage to this 160 HP egg. I should probably just wait until next turn when I can hit it with my hammer and kill it for sure. Oh, hey, we found one of the fruiting bodies. Okay, how are we moving everybody else along then? Omar should move in at least this far. Does Jacob? No, you know what? With the free aim, Jacob's not going to have the accuracy to pull that off.
Moving fast.
And you two will just do your best to catch up.
Moving in quick.
So, how much do we want to move Velos? Definitely want to step in here a little bit. I don't want to hit this thing until it's time to blow it up. Oh, well, all right. If I've already set off the preparing, let's just go ahead and shoot it then.
How does that taste? Taking aim. Take that.
I don't know if damaging the egg damages the... Like, will the hatch thing come out with full health? It did come out with full health. Okay. I thought it had to be in breach mode for longer, but I guess not. I thought it was like it spent one of its turns in hatching mode, and then the next turn it would go off. That's fine. We can spend a med kit. It's not the end of the world. Does the med kit immediately remove the state, or? Yes. Okay.
You'll need this.
Smallish error on my part. So I move to here. No, I see it. Thanks. Okay, it sees me, was the point. Well, then we should go ahead and start taking our shots. We'll need to reload this gun. And then... I have 2 AP left, so like, do I just close?
What now?
Joe can make it to here. Can Jacob get...
Speaking loud and clear.
No, they're both gonna be blocking each other when they run in. So let's have Jacob then make it all the way to here.
Repositioning, prioritizing speed. I see them.
You get 1 shot off.
Ready to fire.
And then Joe can make it in. We might be able to just kill it right now.
Stinks.
Okay. Excellent work, everybody. You're completely out of points. So yeah, this certainly lets us catch up. I don't know if we want to explore this. I mean, we should explore the interior cavern more. At the very least, we got to kill that egg. But I'm also trying to think about, like, who wants to be where for the coming turn. I'm going to put Arena in the middle cavern thing here, and you can close up this side. Let's take a quick look up ahead. Boy, the dark is remaining dark. There we go. Okay, and this builds out like that. So this is probably the only other thing, would be my guess. And it's not currently in preparing mode. It's not doing anything. Let's leave it to that. Joe out of ammo. Swazkowski.
I'm reloading.
Not even close. Not even close. I have no idea how to pronounce my own dude's name here. As a commander, I have failed more truly this day than any day in the past. Let's see if you can just clean it up. Can we hit at this range? Looks like a yes. Let's just make sure the circle's fully inside the egg. Okay.
People used to get paid for this.
Sorry, are you guys not getting paid? I mean, room and board. That's a kind of payment. Yeah, I'm not paying them. Right. Of course I'm not. What would I be paying them in?
I'm prepared.
You get to eat. A lot of people not doing so hot on the eating front these days. All right, I'm trying. All right. Keep the party together. Also, again, I suspect this thing is the last. This other one is the last one, so. All right, let's shred it. Omar, can you get into shooting range? No, not even kind of. Holy hell, it is hard for you to run with that shit on your back.
I'm here.
Targeting. Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll see about preparing. I thought Jacob was not quite going to kill it in 2. Which is why I gave that to him, but you know, whatever. The important thing is it's dead. Alright, lots of XP for Joe. Good stuff there. I had not intended to spend the entire episode dealing with this Haven problem, but it's good that we did it. This will give us some more payout, I think. We can start constructing some more facilities and stuff. We can start activating another Phoenix Point facility, which would probably be, to our benefit. Okay, got ourselves that Yacht AR. Continued collaboration with Synedrion has resulted in further shared research projects. Sentient AIs. Okay. I mean, that seems... I don't know what to make of that, but that seems like a good thing to have. A new class of dudes. In general, Synedrion does not shy away from using violence where no other option exists. A long-range crossbow and a spider drone launcher. I do love autonomous explosives. Neurotoxin weapon technology. Laser weapons? Laser weapons! What if lasers, though? That's very exciting shit, is what that is. Yeah, we threw a lot of ammo here. I would love to make some more missiles. I would love that. It would be incredible. So, like, what does it cost to restart this base? 360. Yeesh. Well, we're trying. Anyway, Dead Haven, that's great news for all of these guys, and they probably have feelings about it. what does it mean? I still am not clear. Like, if I move to here, or just Haven info, it's not super clear what the question mark is. It's not the soldier that we can recruit, because obviously that's represented in this way. The resource trades are represented down here. When we mouse over, I don't see. Yeah, they're both alert medium, so it's not representing that state. I honestly don't know. Well, whatever it is, we'll worry about it later. Right now, let's get you. What do I want to give you? It feels like, in general, sniper is going to be a slightly better call. Like, armor break is very good, right? Return fire is also very good. Yeah, return fire really is something. I guess it depends on exactly. It's a good job. It does a good job of like tending them toward a certain playstyle while still keeping their core kit focused in one place. You want to be close enough to be hitting people with your grenades. Next shot with assault rifle uses double burst and gains accuracy. I mean, that would be, you would think, that's going to be good at any range, obviously, but it does, in my opinion, kind of tend you toward sniping because it gives you a tool that will be so effective when sniping. Am I allowed? Hold on a second. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Hold on, let me focus. I don't have to make the choice right now. And this would go past his AP anyway. You know what? I'm not going to make the choice right now. But how much does the game hold to? Okay, despite the fact that theoretically this gun should be at the base, I am allowed to throw it in the thing here. Okay, so let's real quick here. Also, I do want to compare these handguns. So I have an 18 effective range, 50 damage. We have 14 effective range, 50 damage. My handguns don't shred. Nurgle's Wrath has 5 points of shred on it, which is interesting. And I would not tend to use it at very long range, so the effective range probably doesn't matter all that much. But the other thing I'm thinking is that if I'm going to be wielding the shotgun, I don't maybe need to keep the handgun on. You know, he doesn't get gun kata with the shotgun though. That said, a single shot of the shotgun does do more damage than 3 shots of the pistol. Does more damage than 4 shots of the pistol. Which is a more direct, like, AP to AP comparison. Oh, yeah, sorry, I was definitely going to get you killing run. Killing run's, like, fantastic on you. I mean, I can just carry them both. And then fumble in the backpack if we need a grenade. If you need a grenade, though, you're probably looking at a pretty severe emergency. I can just get you ready for action, and then it won't matter. I think I'm going to carry everything for right now. That only puts you at 13 encumbrance. You still have room to jam some stuff into your bag. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I forgot that he had a med kit of his own, even because of the fact that it wasn't on the bar. So that's another point in favor of, being careful with my weapons. So it really won't let me just... Do I not have the knowledge necessary to reload it? I wonder if that's the problem. All right, well, whatever the problem is, you know what? We'll figure it out later. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. we got some good productive Haven work done here, even if it took a little bit longer than intended. And when you come back next time, we are finally flying back in the direction of home to try to find a path to the next major research, and also hopefully completing our research on how we could possibly jam more people into the sky. And we'll see you then.